Hello, guys. And gals. And anyone else I'm leaving out. Kids, pets. We left ourselves here. In our home. Our lovely home. In Neriak, City of Hate. I paid the upkeep. Want to keep my house. House full? Oh. It's teeny! We need to go to the bank and drop some stuff off. Lovely Neriak, City of Hate. And good evening to whomever has joined me. Happy Tuesday. Your mileage may vary. So after a short detour away, playing some other stuff, I'm back. I don't know how many more of these there are going to be, as I can pretty safely say already that the free-to-play experience seems to be quite good in the game. I've got a turn-in somewhere over here. Underground, I think it must be. So I'm not sure how much more there is for me that needs saying about the free-to-play. So, you know, will depend how I feel when we get to the end of this. And maybe I'll say that this is enough for me to, at this point, it would be recommend. I accept the disassembled storage box. Yeah, I'd like to learn a bit more. Well, I don't actually want to get into crafting right now. I'm just here mostly to drop off the stuff I've got in the bank. By the way, crafting in the game is quite good. I'll just get that out there. That's the broker. I want the banker. There we are. So we have this. We're going to assemble this. It now becomes a much, much heavier item, so we stick it in our bank. I cannot store this item in a shared bank. Ah, okay. Makes sense. We'll go ahead and move all of our harvested bits in here.
Oh, that's right. Sugar.
Give ourselves some more bank space to work with. Or more inventory space, I should say. The most we have of anything, it looks like it's sunfish. Sunfish. And nothing else can go in that except harvested goods. But we can also drop some bags in here, even if they're just dinky little 4 slaughters, if need be. That's not what I wanted to happen. We'll put our old cosmetics in here. Well, our old starting gear, which I might want as cosmetics. That's a questy bit. That's a questy bit. I don't think any of the rest of it is questy bits, so what we'll do is move the non-questy bits into a couple of the small bags, and the only things we'll have left in our actual walking around bags will be a couple quest items. And yes, now that you mention it, I am a little bit anal retentive about this kind of stuff. Sorry. Good evening. Every bit of that except the buying RAM to fix it. Yeah, I have. And as a guy who actually worked taking care of PC problems for a living for many years, starting from scratch countless times, where you'd basically remove all of the components from a machine that was having problems and start plugging them back in one at a time until I found the thing that that broke it. You know, sometimes just getting a problem addressed is worth paying too much. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Believe me, I completely understand. And I'm even worse now because having spent so many years fixing busted-ass PCs, I don't want to deal with it at all, even slightly. So I don't even make my own PCs anymore. I buy pre-mades. Because I just don't want to deal with the problem. And if it breaks, I want to be able to take it to somebody else to fix. Too many years dealing with all of the incredibly weird and stupid crap that can get broken on a PC. 3090 Ti, you're probably what? An 800? What? Well, I know that the newer AMD CPUs have been coming along. I do not know about the status on the GPUs. I have not been paying much attention to that. Historically, I am an NVIDIA guy, and not because I particularly love NVIDIA, but again, going back to my previous life where I had to keep this shit working, their driver technology has always been better. Well, for everything except the 4090 right now, the rest of the 40 series is garbage. I know that. The 4090 is, it's painful as it is to say, is pretty much kind of worth the money compared to everything else in the 4000 series for sure. I am running 3070 RTX, I think. 3080 RTX. I had a 3070 on my last machine when it died, so I bought a new machine. Like I said, I've been dealing with it so long that right now, unless it's something I can poke at myself, my answer is almost always I'll throw some money at the problem. What do we have down here? Teleport trainer. All right, we'll go to there. An agitated slitherer. Well, we don't want to mess with an agitated slitherer. It's angry. And running in front of me. It just wants to get angry at me. In fact, just today I was looking to see how difficult it would be for me to get access to the second SSD slot on my Mobo. And the answer is a lot. It's basically pulling out. I don't think I would have to remove the CPU cooling, but I would have to remove the GPU entirely to get access to the second SSD slot on my motherboard. And it's still not out of the question. I would want to know, I have another SSD from my last computer. And I don't know if it would fit or not. If it would fit, might be worth the effort. If it wouldn't fit, definitely not worth the effort of yoinking out the GPU. What do I need to do here anyway? I need to use the device Geldex gave me on 5. Oh, okay, well I just killed one, so I didn't use it. I will now. I'll use it on the next one, I promise. It's supposed to stun them. Alright, and now we will... And I've been attacked by another freaking mob. So hard to get good help these days. Let's siphon a warpling. Alright, there we go. Oh, it kills him, looks like. Better. That's even better. A dead Wispling can't attack effectively. Oh, using this to murder Wisplings. Much better. Much faster. I mean, you know, a surface-to-air missile would work, but this is pretty good. It didn't work on that one. Oh, on it's not currently in combat. Well, I thought I used it, but we'll go ahead and use it on the next. I couldn't agree more. It's one of the reasons why I use a PC for one reason. It's because the software I want to run mostly runs on it. Mostly games. If I had to run like productivity software or the like, I would recommend a Mac to just about anybody. And that's as a guy who supported PCs for a living. The real problem they have... Yeah. Oh, I believe it. The real problem Windows software has is the amount of support they include for backward compatibility purposes. That's not something Apple has to deal with every few years, essentially, in the past. Less so now. Apple would bring out a new operating system that was top to bottom brand new, and they'd say new Macs will only run on this, and the old Macs we will update the software to keep it, you know, functional, but you won't be getting any new operating system versions for it. And a lot of people would complain every time that there was a refresh on the hardware, that there was a refresh on the software as well. But the fact of the matter is that allows them to remove the need for so much of the backward compatibility that's been an issue on Windows forever. It's probably, if you run a minimal version and you yoink out a bunch of the system software that's included, it can run on 4. In other words, if you do a manual install of Windows 11 and choose which things to install and choose only the required stuff, you can probably get by with 4 gigabytes. But unless you're a computer professional, that's a big ask. That is a pain in the ass, even if you are a computer professional. Hi, Vilebeak. How you doing? I hope you dropped me a nice present, Vilebeak. Also, frankly, your breath smells. You might want to consider that. Maybe try to be less of a vile beak and maybe just go with beak. Yeah, 8 gig, sadly, oh, I got whacked, is not much in the current marketplace for, especially for games. A lot of the games, I don't know how many of them are going to recommend or require 16, but I would sure as hell recommend it. I got a new ring. And I got a Tome of Assailant's Tactics. Well, that sounds nifty. Wow. That was to get 2 new looty bits, filling 2 empty slots on killing that mob. That seems like a bargain. I'm okay with that. Let's see. I'm having to head all the way back and kill the Terethir vampires. The last generation, this current machine I'm in, is the first time in a long, long time I've looked at any AMD CPU, even considered it. But I needed a system in a hurry because my last one died. And me without a computer is like a motorcycle without wheels. It's essentially unthinkable. So I simply went shopping and found a good pre-made. And that's how I ended up with the 3080 and Intel. But if the best deal I could have found at the time was an AMD CPU, at least, I definitely would have gone for it. I still am leery on the GPUs. That is my first Terethir vampire. I browsed, and the only thing I bought was a kitchen scale. Man, am I old. Did you buy anything cool? Prime Day? A kitchen scale? That's not cool. That's not even in the vicinity of cool. Oh, great. We got an extra pull there. Exactly what we weren't looking for. All right, Maroney, I think you need a heal. I didn't heal him. I cast the wrong thing. God damn it. He's going to die, and I'm probably going to have to run. And I hit the wrong thing again. And I'm going to have to run. I hit the wrong buttons. We got an extra pull, and I hit the wrong buttons. Time to run. Whoops. Okay. A kitchen scale. I looked at underwear and t-shirts, but the deals weren't good enough to sort of make it any sort of factor that I had to get them now. I'm old. Yeah. And I hit the wrong buttons to try and keep my friend alive, which didn't help. I always fall behind on what's currently going on, generally speaking, in the CPU, more CPU than GPU realm, until the next time my computer is getting a bit long in the tooth, at which point I start looking into things. As a gamer, it's kind of impossible to miss when stupid things are happening in the GPU world. like all of the nonsense with the 4060. But CPUs, I basically only bone up on when I have a reason. When I've got to figure out I need a new machine, what am I going to get? Too. Another minion. Oh, great. This is not great. An additional ad. Never been a fan of lots of ads in an area. What the hell? I'm stunned. It makes for an unfun gaming experience. Trying to keep your eye on 5 different things at once. Yeah, and that's exactly what I do. It's like, okay, time for me to buy a new computer. What am I going to do? What am I going to buy? Wait, where the hell did this thing come from? And when I've made up my mind and bought the computer and I'm playing my games, I can finally go, okay, now I don't have to worry about CPUs for another 3 years. We have a large and in charge mob here. I have to wait for my pet to feel a little better. Yes, that... My car and my computer are 2 things I don't want to worry about. I just want them to fucking work and leave me alone. What is up with this horse shit? Mobs coming from all over the goddamn place. Alright, let's pull the big one. Well, we'll cast a heal on him first. Boney Maroney is feeling better. In essence, every time they play around with a lot of the fundamentals of their operating system while leaving a lot of the other stuff in place, and it always makes for a worse experience for the user. Always. You know, where is this thing I want? They've changed the location of that. Oh, and that application isn't in there anymore. It's got a new name. It does new stuff. I liked the old one. Yeah, tough. Oh my god, stop having everything be trapped, okay? Doesn't heal him much. I would like to get an update on that spell, please. Alright, we'll see if we can get in here without activating every damn critter. and talk to the guy.
Hello.
Alright, and now we've got an excuse to kill these things. Cool. But I still need... Oh, a Terethir poet. A vampire poet. Oh my god, how pretentious must his poetry be? I can't even begin to conceive. That's another level for me. Now level 14. And will this one be trapped? Is it going to be trapped? It's trapped. On the other hand, I did get a usable spell out of it this time, at least. Oh my god, we're under attack again. Another thing I don't care for that I have spoken of in the past is respawn aggro or spawn aggro, where a mob immediately aggroes the instant they respawn. A vampiric incisor. That has been a meme for a very, very long time, that every other version is good. I find every other version, they all have their problems, but there is certainly at least a degree of truth in it. All right, we have one more item for our collection of vampires. Necromantic Pact. Applies Necromantic Pact to qualifying pets. Numbers go up. We use it. We just got this, and we got a better version as a drop. Okay. Decreases combat mitigation. So this... Right, so this one is for tanking, and this one is for damage. We want the tanking one. Which was what we had on. Got it, okay. So we move this up. Can't move it. It's one of those things that irks me about EQ2. You can clear a hotkey, but you can't move one. At least not that I'm aware of. That's because they're always fiddling around with stuff, which is a loose way of saying they're making small changes that break the things that work in ways that we cannot predict. And again, there's the one bugaboo that is always hanging around. Always. And that's their backwards compatibility. So many people rely on them to have some degree of backward compatibility, and they have to keep it up. Because people expect it. People's businesses rely on it. Yes, I would agree that a lot of gamers also rely on it. They expect it. You know, they want to be able to run some old game that they really love and not have to buy a new copy from Good Old Gamer or Good Old Games from GOG. Well, I I need, oh, we got another Drake. Nice of him to appear. Probably respawn. I mean, the game I play most on stream anyway is Guild Wars 2. And until recently, Guild Wars 2 was running on DX9. And now it's running on DX11, not even 12. Oh, the compatibility tools. I don't even bother. Those have always been a joke. A mesmerist. He thinks he's a mesmerist. I tell you, the real mesmerists are all over in Guild Wars. We're going to aggro the poet, too. We're not going to aggro the poet until we cast something at him. Alright, we got something off of him too. Vampire coffin dust. Oh, just like Mom used to make. There, SWTOR is working on their 64-bit client. I think it's in alpha or beta, so they're expecting to roll that out relatively soon, I think. Well, you got to keep in mind the entire game, and mind you, I've played an enormous amount. Their entire game had significant issues from the start because of their core design, and I mean core implementation of basic stuff. They did their initial testing off the Hero engine and have always said that, well, they only used it for testing, but my understanding is that they used it for significant actual parts of the real game engine. And so it's always been a piece of crap. Short way of putting it. I need 3 more Nether Drake bits. Does Seer Scale count as a Nether Drake? Let's kill him and find out. Gimme, come on. Oh, do you have your Ethernet on what, Wi-Fi? I mean your computer on Wi-Fi? Did it count? It did count as a Nerian Drake. All right. As I've mentioned, as an old IT guy, I am a firm believer in wired. Wired networking. Wired keyboard and mouse. Give me a wire. I can understand the necessity for that, absolutely. When I was buying my condominium, they were in the process of building the condo, so you could do some tuning on changes you wanted to make to the basic layout. And I didn't make many changes, But there was one that was really important to me, and that was getting a cable drop in my den. Because I knew I would have to get, sooner or later, I'd end up getting cable modem and cable internet. And that turned out to be a really good idea. Yeah, for a laptop or a pad or any of those sorts of things. I agree. I just don't find it... I've had enough problems where I fixed issues by putting a wired whatever. Either an Ethernet connection, wired peripherals. That, again, it's me trying to avoid giving myself more problems that I don't want. I need one more Drake. This one will do. Get him. Is it going to be trapped again? It's trapped again. All of them are... Who is putting traps on chests with actual stuff in them and then giving them to Nerian Drakes to carry around? That's somebody with psychological issues. Yeah, they are, and they shouldn't be. I agree completely. They are, and there's really no reason for them to be.
Well met.
I have spoken with Alakzar. Not to be confused with Al Kaiser. Oh, I'm still burning. Oh, and this Drake got irritated at me and my friend. It is. Believe me, I agree and sympathize. The number of times I've said in my life, quote, fucking Windows or fucking Microsoft, really large number. I am a big believer in that you get the computer to fit the applications you want to run. You want to play games, you get a PC, or a console. You want to do video work, you buy a Mac. You find the applications you need to run and you find the best platform for running them. And if you want to play games, that's a PC. I can not like it as much as I like, but it is a fact. That is a dirge spellbook. I am not a dirge. Or a Mac for that, because the Mac is running Unix. But certainly Linux is a reasonable choice, I would agree. Yeah, it's been running a version of Berkeley Standard Distribution for years.
Well met.
Have I captured the warp extract? Yes, I have. A sorcerer's ring. Perfect. I believe we have all we need to really begin my research. Really begin? Yes, it's going to take some time. I have a ring. I now have 2 rings. Yes, well, I mean, we were complaining about Windows. A lot of those same complaints hold true for Linux in general. In that it's very idiosyncratic depending on which version of Linux you're running. There are a lot of differences that can be really substantial, and trying to squish a bug in Linux can be anywhere from elementary to you are not capable of squishing this bug.
Hello.
Have you found him yet? Yes, he says he'll come down after he gets his bone samples. He was up hiding from the drakes. Blast him! Blast! Blastedy! Blasted! Blastful! Blasting! Blast him! I needed him. Maybe I could help? I made a stupid arrangement with that guard over there, Vikonar. I'm going to help him with something. It's too many words. Another quest to turn in. Oh, that's right. My AAs. I have a new character development. Let's see. I don't have a point to spend here, I don't think. Focus effects? No, I put on focus. Necromancer training? I have a choice for Necromancer training. One of these spells will get to be a lot beefier. Soul Rot 3 instead of Soul Rot 3 Apprentice. That runs for 4 seconds. Does chunky damage, but it's a spell I throw a lot. Grizzly Protection. That's one I put on my companion when he's tanking. But I won't always have tanking companions. And Necrotic Reconstruction. That's the healing for my pet. Right now, it's not impressive. It would be a lot more impressive. Heals target for 18 every second. Let's kill things faster. If all else fails, just kill faster. Well, I mean, one of the advantages you have with Linux, generally speaking, you're working with a lot of open source material. So bugs can get fixed relatively quickly. If there's anyone out there working on it. The Vampire Dust? Wonderful. Whee! I love this stuff. You're great at following orders. Do you have time for one more job? She needs ooze from the mulchers. Well, I mean, we all need some ooze every once in a while. Now, I've worked with Linux, too. I've worked with several different Linuxes, a bunch of different Unixes. I started with Windows professionally, Windows 3.11, Windows for work groups, Macs, Silicon graphics machines. There were Unix under IRIX. Basically, I've worked with all kinds of stuff. Old man works on everything. News at 11. I got ooze from a slimy mulcher and a vial of mucus. So he has both mucus and ooze. I haven't done much with any modern Macs. There was a time in my life where this was my nameplate at my job. So yeah, I worked a lot on Macs. More mucus. I love my job. What do? I collect mucus and slime. Well, I mean, it owes most of its sort of design work. Hey, this one didn't have a trap. Or at least a lot of its sort of base design work to the first EverQuest game. So it takes place in the same world as the first EverQuest game. Like 200 years later, I think. Something like that. But it defined a fair number of the sort of standards that you see in most of the other MMOs where people call them, you know, WoW-alikes. They're actually EverQuest-alikes. Ooh, a new spell. Hold shift to drag icon. Holy shit, how did I not know that? Now I just feel embarrassed. I was complaining about that. I got a whole bunch of new stuff. Okay, it's done popping up. Let's see. But now I'm not getting mouse overs. Why am I not getting the mouse overs? I've been granted a new title. What if I don't want to drag the icons? I want to know what they do. Now I can't do the mouse over. Now I'm not getting mouse overs. What the hell happened? It broke. It went from broken in one way to broken in another way. That's the wrong button. I don't need those. I appear to have enabled UI mode. I've unlocked my UI somehow. That's what I've done. One sec. F10. No, that removes it. I don't want to remove it. Okay, now it's back. That was weird. Okay, invisibility. That's... See, now shift isn't working. Cannot drag. Use the hotbar context menu to enable it. Hotbar settings. Allow draggable icons. Really? Wow. Alright. Alright. Oh, that's right. It's a lock or unlock function. These are terrible. Lock or unlock functions that aren't on the keyboard or available in a good place. They're not good. Oh my god. Okay, good. This sort of clumsy UI stuff is 150 years old. They were planning what was called EverQuest Next, and I should know I dropped $200 on an early pre-order package. And they screwed us. Everyone who put any money into that got screwed. It really wasn't even an EverQuest game, which is what I think is really disgraceful about it. They didn't like the way it was going and they canceled it. It wasn't really an EverQuest game. It was somebody at the company had a boner for a voxel-based construction game, something like Minecraft. Sorry, Minecraft. Mine Thing, the one that was invented by Notch and made him a billionaire asshole. So they were building something like that. It wasn't really an EverQuest game, realistically. But a bunch of us bought into it anyway, and then it wasn't working out, and they canceled it. Oh, and we didn't get our money back or anything either. I did see, yeah, well, I'm not surprised that actually the FTC did not approve. The judge approved it, in essence, shooting down the FTC's objections. The FTC is going to appeal because, of course, they are. And the judge is right. He blew them out of the water because Sony's complaints were invalid, and the ruling by the FTC was ignoring the facts. I don't have I don't have any skin in this game as to who wins or loses. But Sony's objections were tissue thin, and the FTC's rulings were illogical. Yeah, and Nintendo, the Switch gets more stuff. So yeah, Nintendo was happy. Sony was whining about things that they wanted and got. And to my mind, there's a simple answer. You'll be getting Call of Duty guaranteed for 10 years on the Xbox. So you're going to port God of War? Oh, sorry, you're going to be getting Call of Duty on PlayStation. So you're going to be porting God of War over to Xbox? No. Oh, I don't see how that works. Yeah, Sony's arguments were nonsensical. Wait. No. And the judge found them unpersuasive. And the FTC's criteria for objecting to the merger also to be essentially unsubstantiated. So I got a bracelet, but it's not as good as the bracelets I'm currently wearing. Sad to say. That Drake Blood oil applies greater replenishment, which heals the caster for 16. Healing for 16. That's a huge deal. Oh, wait. It's not that big a deal. Yeah, the FTC's decision was not supported factually, and that's basically what the judge found, and he dropped an anvil on their head, like a cartoon. He needs research. Level 19. I'm level 15, so I'm gonna have to say that one can wait. Journal. 19. There we go. What have we got? Stop the problem at the source. Oh, the Sable Flames. I'm trying to avoid that. In this case, they probably are, yeah. The funny thing is, in all of the ridiculous mergers that have come and gone with the FTC approving it, to object to this one seems really weird. There have been so many significantly, to my mind anyway, more questionable decisions where they've decided to approve stuff that I just find that a little odd that they chose this to. Nightmare Mushrooms. Need to kill Alarica, Sable Flame, Flame Callers, Bonfire. So yeah, we'll go for Al Kaiser's task. I don't think it's actually Al Kaiser's task. Is that it there? That is, okay. Well, the fact of the matter is, right now, in the console arena, PlayStation has a dominant advantage. And they want to keep it, because of course they want to keep it. And at least for the next 10 years, they'll have Call of Duty coming, which will do nothing to certainly to reduce their dominance in that market. What is likely to reduce the dominance in their market is as Microsoft gets their shit together, with Game Pass more and more, especially as a PC option, where having Game Pass gives you access on your Xbox and your PC to all of the games that are on it for a specific amount. That's going to just turn into a complete moneymaker for them. And Sony doesn't want to have to try and compete with that. But that's a threat for the future. That's not a thing right now. I need to kill all of the mushroom creatures. Well, I'm not going to kill all of them, but I think we can start with this one, I think. Well, it's hard to know. Oops, I think I have to grab these. I should go tell him about the shroomlings. It's hard to know exactly what was seriously considered and what was not. Because those sort of discussions are standard in high tech. Any company that's profitable and has a good chunk of cash sitting around not doing anything, they're always going to ask, what could we do with the money if we wanted to? That's why you always hear rumors about Apple spending money to buy Disney, for instance. That's been a rumor. Because Apple has, I don't know, $600 billion in cash and short-term assets sitting around, something like that. So those sort of discussions go on all the time in the tech industry. Any company that is cash rich is going to look at what they might want to spend it on. So they're going to talk about every possibility.
Well met.
Have you destroyed their species yet? Well, when I kill one creature, 5 shroomlings jump out of the corpse. Really? That's amazing. I need to see this for myself. Bring me one of the shroomlings. All right, I can do that. It's a quest. Oh, yeah, and where there's one, there were dozens. Just like I am sure a great many of them have looked at the Tencent strategy, where Tencent is buying small amounts of almost every goddamn game company in the world, it seems like. And I'm sure a lot of them have looked at that. All right, another. Aren't I supposed to grab a shroomling? Oh, I grabbed a shroomling. Was it just one? Just one. Okay, now we run back. I have his shroomling sample. Yeah, that's... People don't understand that the thing that they want most out of the Activision Blizzard, the Blizz division acquisition, actually is king. Is the mobile part of the business that they have in King, and I suppose to a lesser degree in Diablo Immortal out of Blizzard. Don't underestimate the amount of money that Diablo Immortal has made, especially in the East.
Well met.
There's a really good video from, I think, the 2012 Game Developers Conference, the GDC, by a guy named Jared Psygoda, P-S-I or Y-G-O-D-A, on the monetization in the Chinese mobile game market. And it's an eye-opener the way it operated at least 10 years ago. So if you want a little bit of an understanding as to how much of the Western gaming focus is on Eastern gaming, you understand why if you watch. It's an hour-long presentation that he made. He was working for Chinese mobile companies at the time. And you understand the mechanics behind the monetization they use in Chinese mobile gaming. You see the amount of money involved. Well, and it's not just Chinese. NCSoft, the majority of their money coming into that company is coming from their mobile version of Lineage. That's their biggest cash cow by far, is Lineage M, I think it is. I got it free from Epic Game Store. They gave it away maybe a year ago. Here's a shroomling. I already have some. Where'd they come from? So I guess you don't need the shroomling then? No, I won't. However, I figured out a way to get my sandwich from Vicaunar. Go talk to Madame Victra. She's got a little something prepared and help us take care of the pests. Okay. Well, yes, I certainly agree with ooh, epic. I cannot disagree with your logic on that one. But free is free, and I hear rumor that that's a good price. I need to AFK a sec and refill my coffee cup. I'll be right back. Me and my coffee are back. Old man. Hello. I have a hungry boar fiend, and he needs to eat a boatload of... I need to speak with Vornlin.
Well met.
Now, take the boar fiend down to Night Shadow Marsh, kill some mushroom things, release the boar fiend, and let it eat them all up. Brilliant. And it's got to eat like 40 or something like. Eat all. I think I have to like keep killing until he's done eating. He's still with me? He's still with me. I temporarily have a pet boar fiend. How did they know that was what I wanted for Christmas? A Night Marsh Spore Patcher. Welcome back. Come on, boar fiend, eat them. Well, he's killed some. He's going to want to kill more. As always, since I like to complain about the things that bother me, I will complain about the fact that this is a quest that doesn't tell you how much progress you're making. Why do they do this to us? Why? Kill the shroomlings. There you go. More shroomlings. And he's chewing hungrily. Really? I can't take my boar fiend anywhere. His manners. Oh my god. He looks very full, but he continues eating anyway. I need to bring the boar fiend to the night shadow. Yes, I can eat all of the boglings. Or the mushroomlings. The shroomlings. All right. He doesn't want to eat the big mushrooms. Apparently he only wants the little ones, which is a touch creepy, I'm going to say. My only purchase so far on any of the ongoing sales, which I think we have for 2 more days on Steam, was Tainted Grail Conquest, which was nice. It's an interesting game. It's a card battler sort of RPG light, but my opinion at the time was, yeah, it's nice. It's okay. Truth be told, though, I actually liked a similar game, Griftlands, better, so that's why I played that the last couple of days. It's because I liked it better than the game I just bought. Come on, hungry Borfin. Keep eating. Keep nomming. Thank you. You just keep nomming. I'll keep busting them out to feed you. It's kind of gross, but, you know. Oh, look at him. He's just eating and eating and eating. You're going to eat until you explode literally, aren't you? I can understand the attraction, even if it's never grabbed me. Get the shroomlings. Are you done eating yet? Really? Seriously, man? You're gonna get really fat if you just keep eating shroomlings like that. Look at them. There's like 6 more of them there. Why aren't you eating? Boar fiend. Boar fiend. Dude. There you go. There you go. The boar fiend is dead. He did explode. Well, that gets rid of some of the shroomlings, and it gets rid of the boar fiend, so if you're trying to do both, it's a win-win. I'm kind of the same way with pizza. Vornlin.
Hello.
Hello. The boar fiend exploded. Wow, some sort of explosive don't eat me defense mechanism. These creatures are amazing. I think the boar fiend may just have had too much to eat in his stomach. Yeah, well, that's sort of what I said. Now he wants some leaves, I think. I have always been, well, generally speaking, when it comes to eating, I'm picky as hell. And that is certainly true in the case of pizza. I need 4 leaf branches from the Nefarian nut trees near the Shadow Oak. Oh, quite a ways away. Well then, we're going to go quite a ways away. I've always been terribly picky, even as a kid. I would not eat any vegetables. When I was a kid, kid food came in little jars. When I was a kid, I would not eat any of the kid food that came out of little jars except carrots, unless my mother took a spoonful and covered it up with applesauce to hide what I was actually eating. I would just spit it out. And I have not gotten any less picky. That's for sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, when I used to be, when I was working at various places where, we would occasionally order, pizzas for the group for, a working lunch or something like that. I would always say, guys, always order a bunch of cheese pizzas because everyone will eat cheese pizza. Not everybody's going to want to eat that pile of crap that the one guy who sits next to me wants to eat. So don't buy a whole one for him because nobody else is going to want to eat it. He's going to eat one piece and then he's going to eat somebody else's pizza. What? How can you not? That's kind of the definition of pizza is you make a cheese pizza and then you put some other stuff on it. This is a griffin tamer.
Well met.
I would like to travel and there's nowhere I can travel to. At least not in this map. I have a lot of peculiar beliefs about most things, but in particular pizza. That a lot of the weird stuff that people eat, it might be good, and they should order what they like to eat, for sure. Not trees. But it may not actually be pizza. There was a place near me, I don't think it exists anymore, where they had a Mexican pizza that was great. But I don't think it was really pizza. It had, it had enchilada sauce on it. It had chorizo, crumbled up chips. It was delicious. But at that point, it's not really a pizza. Sort of the same way I feel about, this could get me in trouble, Chicago-style pizza. It's good. It can be very good. I'm not sure it's really pizza. It's a big, chewier quiche. And something like pineapple on pizza. I think if it's got pineapple on it and you enjoy it, knock yourself out. But it's still a pizza? Really? Pineapple has an enzyme that breaks down tissue. Pineapple is the only pizza topping that eats you back when you eat it. But as I said, I'm picky about all kinds of food, so my judgment on this may be slightly clouded. It may be, but it isn't. See, I don't have opinions, I have facts. I'm definitely a voice on the internet now, aren't I? The rest of these people have opinions, but I have facts. There are shroomlings all over the place again.
Well met.
I win. I found out how to kill them. Do you still need the nary and natri leaves? Yes, that's where the power comes from. I just mix these up real quick. There we go. Now take the spray out the Night Shadow Bog and destroy them. It's simple to use. Just point and click. And things die. Things or mushroom things. Ooh, a fabulous robe. Oh, sorry, nebulous robe. And a nebulous robe is good too. A fabulous robe would be better. Pepperoni is one of the things I'm picky about. I think a pepperoni pizza, your basic pepperoni pizza, unless you're someone who doesn't like meat, is the safe pizza to order. But if I'm at a pizza place where I know I like the pizza, I don't want pepperoni on it. It's generally too strong of a flavor and it overpowers everything else. It's a good pizza, but there's always a pizza I'm going to like better on the menu. But it is the safe pizza, other than cheese pizza. If they eat meat, they probably are willing to eat a pepperoni pizza. You know, so if you're ordering 6 pizzas for a group, get 2 cheese, 2 pepperoni, and then like 1 veggie special and 1 other weird one that at least 3 people will eat. I need to use Vornland's device to destroy night marsh creatures, like, oh, say, these guys? Is it going to actually work? By the way, the command is called zap. Looks like it works. I get the feeling you don't want to do this, have multiple people doing this quest at the same time as someone else is trying to do the last quest with the shroomlings. As you're going to run around waiting for respawns. So I would say for that reason, this is a badly designed quest. You don't want your player base waiting for respawns. Unless you're vanilla WoW. I have not tried the Grimace Shake. I saw something about it, though. What did I see about it? I don't remember what it was. I saw something about it, and now I can't remember what the hell it was. I haven't been to McDonald's for years and years. Ooh, the Night Marsh Nightmare. Well, I'm going to kill him the old-fashioned way so I can loot him. I got to make sure my pet's still with me. He is. Let's take on the Night Marsh Nightmare. Used to be, I would go to McDonald's once every 2 or 3 years because I'd get a Jones for a Big Mac or 2, and I'd get myself 2 Big Macs and an order of fries, and that would take care of my Jones. That's another alternate advancement point. And that would take care of my burning desire for McDonald's for another 2 or 3 years. But I'm out like about, I don't know, it might be 15 years since I had McDonald's. I don't get that urge anymore. Are they both installed and ready to go? Because my default value is pretty much always going to be, I don't want to install it and wait. If you're feeling retro, go with the older one. Otherwise, go with the newer one. We need a couple more. Hi there. I am going to use this device and zap you into oblivion. I'm sure you won't mind much. I feel a little bad about this because they seem like really fun guys to be around. I would like to apologize for that joke. I'm weak, and I had to go with it. That is a lot of money, or possibly not. A friend of mine hit the, was, as far as I know, the first guy to hit the currency cap in WoW. He basically became a monopoly on the purchase and sale of gems on our server scenarios. And he hit the cap, the gold cap. It turns out it is 2 billion, roughly, copper pieces. So that's like 200,000 gold pieces, I think it was.
I greet you.
Well, he would sit at work and he'd be doing his work all day, and every, 10 minutes he'd look over to the WoW market, he had a character parked at the auction house. He'd look over, he'd pick up any gold that he'd gotten and put more gems on the market. If anyone had undercut him, he would buy them out. You know, so he would spend maybe 30 minutes a day of his job time looking at the WoW market and cornering the market on gems. Almost another level. Let's see how good the Channeler's nebulous, not fabulous, but nebulous robe looks. In the picture, the icon here, it looks red. I'm currently in a red one. These gloves, by the way, do nothing for the rest of my outfit. Just saying. It's possible I've spent too much time in Guild Wars 2. I've turned into such a fashion hoe. And is it red? It's blue. Of course it's blue. On the other hand, my gloves now mostly kind of match. So that's maybe a win right there. This is going to add 20 health. Add 2 primary attributes. Let's put it there. Just give me a few stat bonuses. Yeah, we'll put it on one of the earrings. And there we go. A few more stat points, always welcome. We're so close to a level. I'm just going to kill some mobs until we get to a level. Oh, that's right. It is console first. I myself have been a computer gamer my whole life, and so other than maybe the time I spent with my Sega Genesis, I was never really a console gamer. And I certainly was never a Nintendo gamer. So a lot of the things that are popular with a lot of other people have no traction with me. And Final Fantasy is one of them. I did, however, watch the movie Final Fantasy Spirits Within, if that counts. See, I just needed to kill one more mob for a level. It's not great, but then that's pretty much the consensus. Ooh, I got Blood Cloud, Grasping Bones. What we can do that's an AE, not an encounter. It's an AE, not an encounter. Interesting. Historically, they're mostly been awful. Even the ones that didn't really have an excuse for being awful. I should sell some crap. Assassin's Creed, with that cast, that should have been good. It really wasn't. Hey, does he have his owlbear hatchling? Damn it, he sold his owlbear hatchling already. Crap. Vial of Drake Blood. Vial of Mucus. He is paying 37 copper for a vial of mucus. Think of the living a person with hay fever could make. The former Dark Evoker's robes. I just don't see how that's worth diddly-do. I'll keep that. Gerald's Sorrowful Requiem. A small decaying bone. This guy will buy anything. Okay, I'm going to have to ask. FNAF? I don't recognize the acronym. Or perhaps it's FNAF. I need to kill a bunch of things in here. And this area is just a pain in the ass because there's so many mobs and so many respawns and the whole thing's just a pain in the ass. Okay? There, I said it. Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's, right? Well, my understanding is I watched the trailer, and the opinion of those who've played seemed to be quite positive towards the trailer, for whatever that's worth. It's not a game I've played, so I don't know much about it. Other than it's really popular. I get an improve Undead Knight. Adept Apprentice. Well, yes, I want to use that. We will immediately unsummon and resummon. Oh, this thing's going to attack, isn't it? I bet he is. No! Oh, it's very nice of her to turn around and walk away, and probably pretending that she didn't see me. Well, as gamers, those are actually kind of the stories we like. When a small indie game blows up. Take a look at, like, Vampire Survivors. Alright, I need, like, 8 of these adherents. Am I going to pull a bunch or just one? Looks like just one. Okay, good. We want small games to be good enough to be really big successes. Because it first of all, it tells us that quality can win in the industry, and it also sends a message to the industry that, hey guys, maybe you should stop dicking around and actually produce better games. You think we don't like the latest game you brought out? It's not because we hate games. It might be because we hate you. Alarica Flamecaller. Is she going to bring a lot of friends with her? No, she's not. That's excellent. I am pleased at this development. Thank you, Alarica, for not bringing any friends with you. Alright, I need to kill 6 more adherents. Well, if we can pull them all one at a time, that will make things much easier. And it looks like we might be able to. Well, this pleases me. And, of course, another spell. And they changed the name on my new knight. Every time I get a new knight, they change the name. They can't just give me a simple upgrade. Oh, yeah. BattleBits sold, what, like... It sold a ridiculous number of copies in a really short time. You see, you make a fun version of the big company crap, and hey, guess what? people actually like it. What a surprise! Imagine, what were the odds that people like good games? Fun games. You'd think at a certain point some of the larger companies would get embarrassed by the small game company putting out a different version of what they tried and making a shitload of money. Another example would be Valheim. Valheim, you know, survival game. Everyone and their mom is making survival games, and these guys, like a team of 3, bring it out. And it sells a bajillion copies and makes them $1 bajillion. It's actually amusing. I need 3 more adherents. Two more adherents. I need 1 more adherent. That is all of the adherents I needed. Search for a Brimfire tablet piece. I don't know where I'm supposed to look for that. To make a Scorched Sky Fire Elementals for a chance of finding more Brim... Oh, okay, that's the elementals that are running around. So, for instance... Oh, I don't want to mess with him. He's level 25! Oh, this other guy's running around killing everything. That's fine. Knock yourself out, my friend. He called for help, but everyone's ignoring him because he knows this guy's like way, way outmatched by me. So they're just going to let him die. It's understandable. You've got to choose your fights very carefully. Yeah, Terraria is a perfect example. And that game continues to sell.
Well met.
Have you slain them? Yes, I have. The Sorcerer's Hoop. Well, it's a better ring than I currently have, so I will take that. Excellent. Even took it from the proper slot. I haven't played the game a lot. I played it a little. And I haven't played any modded version. Modding is a wonderful, wonderful addition to the gaming world. Chandler's Nebulous Bracers. Well, I have got, let's see, I need to summon the Tainted Sable Flame Avatar. I think I do that at the big flaming brazier. Sometimes it's tough. Part of me just wants to say brazier because I know it's wrong. That guy is a level 15 necromancer. And I have a friend. I believe I do that up here. I have summoned the Tainted Avatar. I should now return to, now that I've finished her ritual. Yep. I've got a shiny. I have spotted a shiny, and you know what that means. Yes, yes. Like Pavlov's dog. Shiny? That's one I already have. I will leave that for another.
Hello.
Belar Shali do Torlil. Was the summoning ritual a success? It was. The cultists didn't even see it coming. Frankly, I see CMA, and even though I don't care for country music, I think Country Music Association, the CMA Awards. But I have new forearm bracers. Are they blue too? Maybe. Regardless, I'm all in blue now instead of red. Red is so yesterday. I wear blue today. What sticks in our head is what we hear. And the number of times I've heard about that CMA, that's what I think. And if I look stuff up, if I Google stuff, search for a Brimfire tablet piece. I still don't know where I'm supposed to go for that. Oh, that's right, the elementals. And Vikaonar Xar? Huh? How about we try a search for Vic? Doesn't show up. All right. Current zone, yes. Darklight Wood, yes. We look for all. We'll look for Vic. That's a shop. Quest update. Quest start. Vikaonar. There. Okay. Vikaonar. In this direction. When I try to look up, usually some new bit of internet acronym, the number of times I look it up and I have to scroll way down past all this other stuff to find what the latest acronym means. Because the old man isn't always hip with the kid stuff.
Well met.
What is it? I'm rather busy. Oh, really? Well, I have a message. He's got a thing for me to do. Kill Sullians. I already killed Sullians a bunch. Now they're low level. They present no challenge. Very well. We shall kill them. But they present no challenge. I'm just saying, no challenge here. One Sullian. Two. Oh, look, another one showed up. I hope he's not upset about me killing his friends and or relatives. Oh, look, another one. Oh, look, another one. I bet they really dislike me saying, oh, look, another one, as I kill each one in turn. Well, that was a quick 5. Don't think you're getting away. There will be no getting away for you, my friend. Little one. Is it trapped or not? This one wasn't trapped. I think I would say about 2/3 of them that I have, of the chests I've gotten, have been trapped. Which I think is an egregiously, unnecessarily large number. Okay. This one wasn't trapped either. However, if more of them would like to keep dropping chests, I'm willing to let them. Is that all 8? It is all 8, just that quick.
Well met.
Have you taught those infernal Sullians a lesson? That. Deeper into the Narian highlands. Let's see if I can't kill a couple more of those elementals and get the drops that these guys were looking for. Pardon me. It looks like somebody else has been cleaning up the elementals. Because they're supposed to be here. Nope, there's one. The Ember Elemental is back. And this person ran in and killed them first. Yeah. That is, in the vernacular, a complete fucking dick move. Run around in the low-level zone, killing the quest mobs for drops for the festival, I assume. That's the kind of move that just paints a person as an asshole. I mean, there are a few times in my life I've done something similar and then sent them a tell apologizing. Because I did it by accident. Ooh, shiny. And I'll leave it to the next guy. Ghoulish Narians. Hey, well, I don't know. I'm not going to blame him for anything. Maybe I'm looking for a ghoul friend. Sorry. I found a deranged Nariac citizen. I will return to him at once. Oh, look, it says shiny, but I know what it is. I will resist, because in this case I know it's one I already have. And we go boing.
Well met.
Search for a brimfire. No. Report to Welvden Dahundar. Welvden Dahundar. Quite the name you got there, Spanky. I wonder how many fantasy names there are left in the world from all the games and books. There can't be many left that haven't been used a half a dozen times or more. A strobe of Inuruk. Applies flash when activated. I'm not going to flash these people. I'm not going to pull my skirts up. All the fantasy games where they have to come up with names. That guy's name was Welvdan. 7 letters. There's only so many 7-letter words you can construct that sound like they might be a name. So with games and books, there's just got to be a lot of names that have been reused a dozen times. And there can't be many left that haven't been used. At 7 letters? 8 letters? I need to kill. Use the strobe of Inuruk on some ghoulish Narians. You can only use the strobe against ghoulish Narians, and they must not be engaged in combat. Okay? So I flash them from afar. This one's getting closer. Flash him. Well, that's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. One more Narian to go. I will report my success. It was one of the things that George R.R. Martin did rather cleverly in his writing for Game of Thrones. Tale of Ice and Fire. Was he created a lot of names that sounded like just the tiniest bit different from a regular Earth name. And that made the fantasy that he created sound and feel a little bit more grounded. He wants me to do something probably with more of the stupid zomboids. What do we got? Slay travel Terethir. Oh, 10 more of the vampires? Oh, I already did a shitload of the vampires. I don't wanna. Fine. Whatever. Vampires and thin bloods. That's got to be a real insult to a vampire. Let's see, the thin bloods are there, I think. I am never a fan of quests that send you back to a place you've already been to kill a boatload of mobs you've already killed a boatload of. It feels like padding. Oh, they are tied together. They're a group. They're a pair of friends. I have found a zombie thing. Some part of the Lore and Legends zombie collection. It auto-collected. It's one of the reasons why in a lot of games you're really well served by playing a stealth class. Because it allows you to get in and out with a minimum of, let's say, fuss. Especially for like Star Wars: The Old Republic, for most of the time you had it. It was a huge deal because there were so many fight your way in, do your thing, fight your way out quests. They eventually reduced the timer, the cooldown on your teleport, and that sort of removed or lessened the issue. But before that, it was really frustrating to play a non-stealth class in Star Wars: The Old Republic. All right, Thin Bloods. They do not appear to be linked. We'll find out in about a second. They're linked. Well, it worked for the never-ending story. We're going to get 2 again? No, just 1 this time. Nope, 2. All right. So they are tied together. I don't know why I'm not getting the indicator. Normally, if individual mobs are part of an encounter, they are, and you click on one, they both show up as being highlighted, so I don't know why that's not happening. Yeah, it seemed to have worked out for them. And I pulled the wrong one. Because I'm lame. I need 2 more Thin Bloods. And I'm got something on me. There we go. I got the cooties off. And we got a shiny. Gotta get the shiny. And respawns. Have I mentioned how much I dislike respawns? Fast respawns. A lot. They're going to attack me, aren't they? Of course they are. Well, if they can have a never-ending story too, you can have Final Fantasies up to 16.
Hello.
No additional goodies for that? Jeez, dude, come on, man. I heard a boop. What was the boop? What do my AAs look like? Alright, so we got to there, right? Teamwork. Mage and priest pets increase the group's potency. I don't need any increase on my potency, I'll have you know. I'm just fine. No pills. I think that's important to emphasize. Animated dagger. Well, of course we want animated dagger. Who doesn't want an animated dagger? And theurgistic prowess? Of course. So we're going to have a bunch more points in theurgistic prowess before we bust out our wild channeling. And then eventually Theurgist's detonation? Ah, there. Grants the prefix title Theurgist. I want to be a Theurgist when I grow up. Final has a very loose meaning, I suppose. I get close enough, is he going to attack? He will. Yay. Charred tinder. A coin of ember. For that. Searching for a brimfire tablet piece from one of these elementals. We'll poke around at a couple more of these elementals. Hi! Oh! Is there a problem? Sir? I was just walking and you assaulted me, so now I have to kill you. Don't wanna. Gotta. Coin of ember. Not what I'm looking for. We've got another ember elemental. I'm looking for a brimfire tablet piece. It's possible that you can only get like one from a zone. Vampire bats. Ah. Well, video game companies, when they smell a profit in the air, they stick with it. And they have an extremely, some might say, overly loyal fan base. Where they know if it's got the name, a lot of people are going to buy it. Later on, they'll agree that such and such was bad, but they still bought it. It's like FIFA or Madden gamers. They're going to buy it every year. They may say it's a bad one this year, but they're going to buy it. Yep. Well, I mean, I bought Diablo 4. I knew I was going to get it sooner or later, so I bought it. There's no point in waiting. I pre-purchased the Guild Wars 2 expansion already. That's about 6 weeks out now. Because I know I'm going to buy it. Might as well buy it now. Oh, yes. Yeah, from the moment I start. So, basically, as soon as it starts. Yeah, I did the same thing with End of Dragons, what, 15 months ago? 18 months ago? Well, I don't expect I'm going to have many Guild Wars 2 viewers when there's, a boatload of bigger Guild Wars 2 streamers who are going to be streaming like nuts that day, so... It's sort of the same thing I've done historically with a new season for Path of Exile. There was, I don't know, maybe a dozen seasons, where I would stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for as much as 8 hours a day. And I knew I wasn't going to get a lot of people watching because if you're a PoE fan, you're going to be watching one of the big streamers. Well, isn't there FanFest coming up? The Final Fantasy FanFest? The FFFF? Ooh. That's a scary image. Ooh, it's so scary. Not really. There we go. I placed my housing item. Oh, you say patiently, but you're fidgeting right now. Hey, I know what it's like. You know something's coming and you know it's something you want. It's the closest we adults get to Christmas morning. Final Fantasy. The final, we really mean it this time, fantasy. That's probably not going to be it. I think I am going to call it here for the evening. I think this is probably going to be the end of my free-to-playthrough streams for EverQuest 2, because as far as I can tell, the free-to-play experience, with very few exceptions, is remarkably similar to the paid experience. The differences are things like character slots, the number of them, character races. Some races are limited. You don't have access to the 4 different types of alternate rule set servers, which I think is a good value if that's the kind of thing you're interested in. So if you're anyone interested in trying out EverQuest 2 as a free-to-play player, I would recommend it. The free-to-play experience seems to me to be just fine. Even generous. So that's kind of summing it up with a TLDR, is that EverQuest 2 is a good free-to-play implementation, in my opinion. And my understanding is just yesterday or the day before, they added 3 more expansions to the list that are free and accessible. So it just got 3 expansions better for the free-to-play player. So anyone who's interested in trying the game, I think you should. It's a good game. It's a bit dated. Some of the mechanics feel a bit old because the game itself is pretty old. It was released 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after World of Warcraft. So they are of roughly the same age. But the free-to-play implementation is a good one, and I can recommend it. But I'm going to call it here for the evening. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. As always, I am very appreciative for all of you doing that. Thank you. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, more or less. I don't know what I'll be playing. It'll surprise you because right now it's going to be a surprise to me. Anyway, I'll be back then. Have a great, double check. It's Monday, right? It's Tuesday. Why did I think it was Monday? That's why I thought it was Monday. We had our garbage picked up out of schedule today. That's why I thought it was Monday. So it wasn't me being an old guy this time. I hope the rest of your Tuesday night goes great. And the rest of your week, as I like to say, to set a reachable bar for my viewers, I hope the rest of your week doesn't suck. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great night tonight. Take care. Ciao for now. Good night, guys.